We met up a few times in a coffee shop, and then one day we just decided, why don't we just do it together? And that exact day, Em said, I already know what I want to call it. She said narrative straight away. I was like, yes, definitely. It just fit perfectly.
Hi, Grace and Emily. Welcome to the podcast, and thank you very much for coming to get wrecked with me. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. So you're both from Narrative Social. Just talk to me a little bit then about your background and what brought you two together to start it.
Yeah, of course. So Emily was friends with my twin sister.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other. And I started doing social media management about 3-4 years ago, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just winged it, taught myself, and I look back now at some of the work and I'm like, oh, yeah,
I think we've all been there.
Yeah. And then I actually reached out to Em because she studies marketing at uni. And asked her to create some content for me for some of my clients. So I paid her not great. Yeah, and then she did some content for me. Mm-hmm. We met up a few times in a coffee shop, and then one day we just decided, why don't we just do it together? Yeah. And that exact day, Em said, I already know what I want to call it. And she said narrative straight away, and I was like, yes, definitely. It just fit perfectly.
And what was it about the word narrative then that drew you to it?
I think it was the art of storytelling, and obviously with marketing, it's a lot about telling your story, telling your brand story, and I just really like the word narrative. I don't know why. And when you hear people talk about marketing, a lot of people do use the word narrative a lot. So we just thought, it flows, it sounds right. And it just came to us, didn't it? We were like, and it's the one.
Yeah, we like how it looks with our branding and things like that. So
it's very aesthetically pleasing, your branding.
Thank you. Yeah, we do love it.
We do, yeah. It's taken us a while to get there, but we know what we want now.
I think it is so, isn't it, with any sort of brand, and any kind of narrative or story, you don't just start at chapter one and end it.
No,
definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. So that's kind of my background. I didn't do anything with marketing before I started that. I had a couple of businesses before that I did. I was in beauty. So it was very different. Even though I did run my own social media with that, so I think that kind of helped a little bit, but didn't do anything to do with marketing. So I taught myself, basically.
I think the best marketers do teach themselves.
Yeah.
Literally, because obviously I started working in sales before I worked in marketing. Yeah. And a bit like you, I suppose when you're given that monetary target, be that your own business or somebody else's, so that you're getting your commission, it gives you a frame of marketing in a very different sense, because it's great to tell a story, but if no one's buying, what's the point?
Exactly.
And I think when you actually have that kind of money mindset or sales mindset, actually that's the thing that can make you a really incredible marketer, not just a really nice kind of I know, aesthetically pleasing brand designer or that sort of thing. It does come down to the money, unfortunately.
It does. At the end of the day, it always does. And I think you definitely learn more when you make mistakes and you teach yourself. I definitely learned that. But that's kind of my background.
Okay, nice. And then Emily, you decided to study marketing at uni then?
Yes.
Did you work in marketing before, or was it just I just fancy studying this?
Well, I studied it at GCSE level and also A level, so it's always been something I've wanted to do.
That's so cool that you actually got the opportunity to do that. Ours were just really boring. Do you want to study geography or history? And it's neither really, but I'll take Henry VIII and his 6 wives because that's a slay.
Honestly, I hated anything like that. I was not into anything like that. So I went to JCB Academy, so I also studied engineering, which is really random.
So random.
Pretty cool, to be fair.
I mean, it's kind of a not claim to fame, but it's one of those things that I can just whip out and say, I can change an oil filter if you need me to. I don't remember how to do it. No, I actually couldn't. But
next time a car breaks down,
just give me a call. I'm there for you. But no, I studied engineering, then I studied business. So both at GCSE level. Stayed on at JCB, sixth form, did business there. Then I actually went on to do fashion marketing.
Oh wow, okay.
It was always something I wanted to do. I love fashion. I love anything like that. But when I studied it, I really didn't like it.
Okay.
So I was at Nottingham. It was COVID. Yeah. It was not a good time to be at uni. So I decided that it wasn't for me. I did the first year. I left. I went and got an apprenticeship in marketing. Again, didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I left that, and then I ended up working for a charity in marketing, which was really exciting. And they gave me the opportunity then. They were really pushing me to go back to uni and do what I really wanted to do and get the qualification, which in hindsight, I didn't need it. And I feel like a lot of people these days they want to get a degree because they think it's going to push them further. And obviously, it's self-made sometimes. So it kind of, I wasn't sure whether to go back, but they pushed me. They were like, you got to do it. Just do what you want to do. Did it. And then, here I am 3 years later, juggling uni and a job. So,
Yeah, juggling it really well, might I add.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
honestly.
you.
I don't think I could do that.
Honestly, like I studied at uni, so I've technically got 2 sort of degrees. I've got my English degree, and then I worked I shouldn't have really had a job with the uni that I was at, but I worked and kind of like did sales, customer services, brand protection at Alton Towers during the Smiler incident. That was not slay.
That it wasn't.
No, that's not slay.
That was like 2007 Brittany. Like every day you're leaving there, like and I struggled to manage that, but I was studying English and I was in 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't fun. And then my marketing qualification, I got at the same time, I was running a marketing team, growing the team, growing the client base, and I think I was clocking up like 80, 90 hours like a week. Just honestly, it was like insane.
That's crazy.
You like hats off to you.
Thank you.
I'm glad that I'm not in it anymore. No. You won't be soon either.
No, 2 months and
not
I'm
long.
counting down. I can't wait, but I think it's hard to juggle. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's so easy. It's not. I do have Brittany moments, maybe weekly, to be fair. So but I'm doing it. You've got to do it sometimes. You've just got to get on with it. But
it literally is that, isn't it? Like you've just got to get on with it. And I think it's so important actually, kind of like when we're in privileged enough positions as founders, to be able to like share our stories and stuff. Like, when people are like, "Oh, I just really need a duvet day. Like, I need a mental health day." To me, that's alien because I'm like, I've got shit to do. People are relying on me to do these things. Yeah. Clients are asking me questions and like. I think like you have to be a very certain type of person to understand the responsibility of like the position that you put yourself in.
Yeah. No one's coming to help you. No one's coming to do it for you. So you've got no choice.
No.
But I think it definitely, as much as we love what we do, we absolutely love it. We love our business and our clients. There are days where it's really hard. And sometimes I do want to have a duvet day. And just lie in bed all day, but you can't.
No, you just can't, can you? And then I think that's like where the resilience kicks in.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know why I just thought of this, but when COVID was a thing, and one of our clients, not one of our clients now in this agency, but like a different agency I worked at, basically like wanted to send a MailChimp out that was like, the show must go on. I was like, get the sentiment, but like maybe the delivery messaging isn't
maybe
right
that's not
on
great.
this one. But no, whenever I have like a kind of day like that, I do just think like, the show must go on.
Well, yes, at least you're taking that with you. And you can
that
use
is true.
But it's true. It is true.
We did change the title of that mailer. Good. I think it was like remote marketing, like to the rescue or something. So that's it landed a little bit better.
I agree. I think that's better. But no, I think that was a crazy time.
It really was a crazy time. I could not imagine doing uni at that time though.
Well, to be honest, I did actually just sit there. This is really bad. I sat there sometimes and just had my laptop on. I wasn't even watching the lectures. I was doing things in the background and I thought, no wonder I hated the degree because I didn't know anything about it because I wasn't listening. And that's my own fault, 100%. But it was definitely a lot different to marketing just in general. It was a lot about textiles and sustainability and it's obviously great topics, but I don't really care that much about textiles personally.
Fair play.
So it was a weird time. Definitely, but
I mean, you can't feel textiles on the grid, can you?
No,
exactly.
No, exactly. No, you can't. Good point.
So, okay, talk us back through then your experience, Grace. You said you ran a few businesses like beauty. What were you actually doing?
So I had a beauty business, and I did eyelash extensions.
Okay.
Nails, eyebrows,
this was
waxing.
Straight from school, like
from straight from school. I've actually missed quite a lot out, to be fair. So I did go to sixth form.
Okay.
And I did triple health and social care.
Oh wow, okay.
But I only stayed for 4 months and then I left because I hated it, and I think I only picked that because I didn't know what else I wanted to do.
You know what? Fair play though for actually leaving, like to both of you on that front,
Yeah.
because so many people stick at things that they don't like doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you get to the age of like, I don't know, imagine like 35, 40 and you have your midlife crisis and it's like, maybe I don't like working and like baking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
now?
it definitely helped me that my parents were very much like, you do what you want to do. You don't need to go to sixth form. They didn't expect me to do that and then go to uni, you know. So yeah, I left and then I did an apprenticeship in customer service.
Oh, nice.
At a charity shop. And then I became the manager there. And then unfortunately I got made redundant because they closed. And then I decided to just go self-employed. And did beauty for a couple of years. And then I ended up not liking that and not enjoying it anymore.
Fair.
I didn't want to do something that I didn't enjoy. And then I started doing marketing, social media.
Fair.
So it was a bit random. But I think deep down I did always want to do that. I think when I was at school I did always think about marketing. I didn't know anything about it at all. But you know, when you see like jobs, marketing jobs or like apprenticeships or things like that, I always saw it all the time and I think it was always in the back of my head. But I just didn't do it and decided, you know what, I may as well try.
It's one of those jobs, isn't it, where like if you don't know it's a thing, like you don't know it's a thing.
Yeah.
Because like at my school, like they did do business, but like I didn't do it. I also have a really kind of like blasé opinion in the sense of like if you're teaching business and you don't have one, like what are you actually doing?
That's so true.
Like I will never listen to anyone unless they're like practically doing what like they're teaching me about. Maybe that's an arrogance thing I need to check.
No, I do agree. I actually agree.
It's true.
But so I just kind of like had a bit of a problem with that. Whereas like I just really liked English. I love stories. But I guess going back to like at school and stuff, I used to be obsessed with brands in the sense of like, why are people in that friendship group wearing those trainers, but people in that friendship group are wearing those trainers? And why are they wearing that bag and they've got that bag? What does that say about them? And you're almost like psychoanalyzing people through like, I don't know, like the collective like clothes and stuff that they wear. And like, maybe it's just me being crazy, but like that was like, honestly, I was like hyper fixated on it. I still am now.
So interesting.
Like, because obviously I didn't know marketing was a thing.
No.
And I didn't know marketing was a thing until I was probably about like 22, 23.
Yeah.
And I'd worked in sales and like, I just kind of thought like, oh, I'd rather be on that team.
Yeah.
Sides.
More fun.
Pretty much.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But no, I just found it like fascinating. And I think like we're quite lucky in the sense that like we can probably start doing something and go on YouTube and then you've got a video on like this is how you do it, and like all of the tools and stuff that we use like Canva, Adobe, they have their own kind of like creator education courses, so that it's so easy for people like us to go and just figure it out. We don't need to be told.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I always say this is something I always say, if you want something bad enough, you'll learn how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't want to learn that, you don't want it bad enough.
True. And also as well, like on days where like you just think the world's against you, like another one I really like is everything is figure outable.
Yes, I like that one actually. Yeah,
as much as it doesn't feel it sometimes, like and it is.
Something that Em always says is, we're not doing brain surgery.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're not.
If something does go wrong, no one's going to die. So
it also puts it into perspective.
Yeah.
So I tell myself every day, no one's going to die.
No.
This goes wrong. But it might feel like it. It might feel like I'm going to die. But I'm not. So, yeah.
Yeah, my resting heart rate is 180, but like everyone else is okay.
Yeah. Took the Apple Watch off. We're not wearing that anymore.
Yeah.
It was not
you know
good.
What? Fair play to you. I really need to have like a much healthier relationship with mine. The thing is though, like I love a watch.
Same.
Like, I feel like naked now because I've got mine over there, but I've taken it off because obviously like I don't want the notifications pinging and stuff.
Yeah.
But like because I have that much going on, I have the calendar function on mine and it like gives you like notifications like, oh, it's like 10 minutes until your next call.
Yeah.
So I actually can't get through the day without it telling me what I need to do. But I really like nice watches. Yeah. So then it's like, do I wear both of them and look like a bella?
I think that as well.
Definitely. It's not a trend. Like, put one around your ankle or something.
Oh my god, yeah, then I can look like I'm on day release.
Yeah. I think you should do that.
Do you think?
I think you should do that.
It's like, it's Anna Delvey, isn't it? You know, the one from America
Yes.
who like she's like on TikTok all the time talking about her anklet because obviously she's been released from prison.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's out of prison now. And she was on Dancing with the Stars, and she was like putting the TikToks on and making fun of like her like, ankle thing with like all of her fashion and stuff. So I might.
Yeah, you could start a new
Yeah.
trend.
You can put jewels on it. Just make
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Bedazzled
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know what the word was, and I was thinking, what is that word? But yeah, I think you should do it. You heard it here first.
Right, Joy, I'll credit you if I do.
Thank you. Thank you. No, do it. Do it.
So in terms then of like marketing, obviously you both sort of then I guess like fell into it. What is it about the career that like has drawn you to it?
Ooh.
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
I think definitely, I mean, I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but I think the freedom of having a business, sometimes you don't feel like you've got freedom, not gonna lie, but you know, just doing things on your own time. And I love just talking to people, and when we go to like meetings or we do content days, I love that kind of stuff and being around people all the time. Yeah, that's a hard question.
It is a hard question. I feel like marketing, when I was younger, I used to watch The Apprentice all the time.
Okay.
And I still do.
Yeah, I was gonna say you still
And,
do.
you know, I'm a bit of a fan. But obviously, it's really good TV, it's really bad marketing, and it's really bad business. Just like, don't look at The Apprentice as a manual on how to do business. But I think since I started watching that when I was younger, I was obsessed with like adverts and advertising, and kind of similar to what you said about why do people wear certain brands, like how does that all come about. So I think for me, marketing is it's just really creative and fun, and I can't imagine doing anything different now. Yeah, it's fun.
I think it is one of those, isn't it, where it's like once you kind of like find your calling in it and stuff, like you really enjoy it. And like I guess like similar to you guys, like I'm maybe a bit more on the introverted side. Like I love kind of like strategizing and like coming up with things. I love like real world problems and stuff as well, where it's like we've had some absolute stinkers with some of our clients. Like we're talking like legal battles, like reputation management, all that kind of good stuff. And just kind of like helping them to put like systems and structure in place to help them go to where they really want to go to. That's probably the side that I like more, because I wouldn't class myself as a creative as such. And like I love creatives, but how they can come up with like something from nothing, and, like, kind of sit there with that blank page, like that's not me. I am pretty much like your bossy eldest child through and through, in the sense of that I can just make shit happen. I'm not the person doing it, it just comes together.
That's a really good like team to have. So obviously if you're at the top of that team and you've got people that are creatives underneath you, then
exactly.
It's just finding the people that are incredible at what they do. And like there's not a shortage of like really good creatives around, like luckily. And like I find it fascinating actually, like how you can just have so many different creatives with so many different like artistic directions, and there's just so much like I feel like we live in an era now where there's so much kind of like creative freedom and self-expression, which is lovely.
I love that. Definitely. I would say you're definitely a creative.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I try. Sometimes you get like writer's block, for example. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I can't be creative today. But I think I have to just try and like go for a walk. Or do something I like to do. Listen to a podcast, listen to some music, and then I'm like, I'm creative now.
Yes.
It's weird.
But like we talk about that, but like I've worked in agencies where it's like strict, like 8:30 until 5:30, and I'm like, you can't tell me that I have to be creative in these times. I'm just like, this is like almost like a piss take. Like you can't like do creativity on the clock.
Nope.
Like who's doing that? Whereas like actually like one of the best agencies I worked at kind of like let you have like autonomy, and I was going to the gym at like 11 o'clock.
There we go.
And I'd actually come back, and even though I wasn't in the most creative role, like I could just do my day better.
It's so true.
It's on your own time, really, isn't it? So it does make you more creative, I think.
Absolutely.
Sometimes Em will have days where she messages me and she's like, I just can't do this today. My brain, I can't.
I need a minute.
And then the next day, she like, you're so creative. So I think it just really depends. You can't always be creative every single day.
And I think it's probably a misconception that people in marketing are always creative and they've always got that like switch turned on.
Yeah.
It's not true. And like you say, you can't just wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and be like, yeah, I'm creative right now. Let's go to work and be creative. Like, this couldn't work like that. But I wish it did. But
some of my best ideas I've had at like 3 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like you wake up and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Wonder what happened if I did this.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you just kind of like, I don't know, jot it down in your notes app, like
absolutely.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. The amount of
then
times
you wake
I've
up the
woken
next
up and
day.
done that.
Yeah. You wake up the next day and it's just like,
Wow.
I hit gold there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake up and it's like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah, that's true.
The reflection
Sometimes.
in the morning after. But no, I think, I'm the same. Also, the shower seems to really bring the creativity to me. I don't know why. I think because I can't do anything else than just be in the shower.
Yeah.
It just
There's
gives
no
me-
distractions.
There's no distractions.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like the car. Just like
yeah.
bumping around in the car. Just now I've got an automatic. It's like no stress driving.
Yeah.
When I was in gears, my heart rate was like too high.
Yeah.
I couldn't focus on anything other than driving.
That
But
feels
now
like me.
it's just like coasting along, coffee in hand, like having a bit of a think, and it's like,
Yeah.
I could do that.
yeah, I like that though. I like those little light bulb moments.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, I suppose when you are creative and your job heavily relies on being
Yeah.
creative, how do you kind of like manufacture your day and your time so that you can have just more of those moments?
That's a really good question. I think, obviously, I set an alarm quite early now. So I'm trying to be an early bird, which is working. Grace is definitely a lot earlier than me.
I feel like I've kind of got to the point now where it's like a routine.
Yeah. Like, she's up. And
Okay,
I'm like,
tell me your morning routine.
yeah, go.
Oh, it's not that interesting. So I try and get up at 6 at the minute, which before I was a 9 a.m. person.
Oh, wow, okay.
So-
That's a shift.
Yeah. So I get up at 6, make a matcha,
Nice.
and then I go on my walking pad for an hour,
Love that.
and then just get ready for the day. So it's not that interesting, but I always think as well, if I start work earlier, I'm more productive rather than if I start work at like 9, 10. If I start work at 7 or 8, I'm a lot more productive. So yeah, I've probably say for the past 3 weeks I've been doing that, and I feel like now it's a routine. Like I can't sleep later than 6. I can't physically sleep if I just wake up without an alarm.
Oh, nice, okay.
Yeah,
Mastered it.
it's good. And I used to really take the piss out of my sister because she goes to bed at 8 a.m, gets up at 5, and I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now that's me.
Yeah.
5
We're the
o'clock
same.
is like a different thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
Like, I just can't get on board with 5
No,
a.m. club.
same.
I'm not in
Me
that.
neither.
I'm kind of like so normally, like I'm a bit disrupted at the minute because like
Yeah.
I said, my house is a building
Yeah.
site upstairs, but normally I'm in bed by about like 9:30, 10,
Yeah.
and then I'm up at around like kind of 6:30.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is though, I get out of bed and the first thing I do is check my phone.
Yeah,
same.
And then like I'm literally like, but it's not even my phone to check my socials, it's my phone to check my emails. And I'm like, I'm literally like, you wake up and start working.
Yeah.
And you know the thing where it's like all of these people like talk about their morning routines and like they do these really elaborate things where they do like a 7-step skincare type thing and all of these different stuff. And like I wake up out of bed, check my work emails, check my bank account to see if anyone's paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
like, then I start thinking about things that I need to do for the day.
Yeah.
By the time it's 8 o'clock, I've already sent all of my first like kind of initial like account management emails that I need to send, or like I've scheduled them so clients don't think I'm absolutely batshit crazy messaging them at 6:30. And then, so I've already kind of done my life admin before I've even done anything else and brushed my teeth.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, I probably need to switch this and do some exercise first.
Yeah, it's hard though, isn't it? It
Yeah.
is really hard not to go straight on your phone and check work.
Yeah.
I do feel like I go on my phone and just check clients' accounts straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
it's 6 a.m. Why am I doing that?
And also as well, I last checked them at maybe like, I don't know, 9:30. last
Yeah,
night.
nothing's going to really happen.
No, literally, nothing's happened. But yeah, it feels like you have to wake up and just get straight onto it. I don't know what it is,
don't.
but
But I also think as well, like I get obviously like the people that are maybe millionaires now and they're talking about like how they have these really elaborate morning routines. I bet when they first started though, they did the exact same thing as us.
Oh,
I genuinely do
Yeah.
think that.
they can't
So,
be doing
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
No.
who has time? Like when you're in the thick of like a building stage of a business and it's still very reliant upon you to get up in the morning and do 2.5, 3 hours of like really elaborate stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the energy either.
No.
I also just wouldn't have the patience.
No.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of be like, well, I'd rather do this at night.
Yeah.
Like, you going on your walking pad in the morning is, like, admirable, but also wild to me.
Yeah.
Because I go on mine at night, and I'm like, that's kind of my downtime. So I've made a rule. I've made a rule now that I can't watch Netflix or, like, YouTube or anything unless I'm watching it while I'm on my walking pad.
Oh, that's good. That's a good idea.
So it's kind of like, I read this thing, I think it was, like, Grace Beverly, where she was talking about, like, habit stacking, and it's like, if you're already doing one thing, and like I probably watch like one episode of Gossip Girl a night just to like kind of take myself out of it. I'm like, okay, well, I can't watch it unless I'm on my walking pad, and then that's like the promise that you make to yourself to help you reach like your goal.
So, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I did that for my morning routine. I have to read when I'm on my walking pad.
Okay.
Because then I've got my reading in.
Yeah, I like that.
Even though I do love reading, so I'd probably do it anyway. But I feel like I'm multitasking, getting 2 things done at once, so it feels good.
Yeah. But also as well, like kind of if it's ever like I can't be asked to go on the walking pad this morning, it's like, well, if I can't go on my walking pad, then I can't read.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It works in our brain.
Yeah, I get that. You're just like,
Yeah, I don't have a walking pad and I don't read, so but I need to start doing it. I've bought so many books. I've got like a library in the house.
Oh God!
I've not read any of them. It's so bad, but I'll get there.
You will.
You know, the thing is, so with things like that, like obviously I loved reading, like hence why I studied English.
Yeah.
But like since I studied it, I really struggle with reading now. It's almost like killed the love of it for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't read a fiction book without already knowing how it's going to end, maybe 3 chapters in.
Yeah.
Because you can just pick up on like, you know, kind of like the narrative arc of what it's actually going to be, and you can kind of like sense the patterns, and it's like, oh, they're going to get together, and then I can't wait to see if I'm right, so I flick to the front.
You read the last
like,
sentence.
oh, I was right.
Yeah.
And even if I'm wrong on like the odd occasion that I am, I'm like, oh, I've spoilt it now.
Yeah. You can't carry on anymore.
That's a good way of reading, to be fair. I might start doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I recommend it or not, but it's definitely efficient.
Yeah, get through the books that are stacking up on the shelf.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I want to ask you actually, in terms of like being co-founders, obviously I run Big Rep as like, obviously I've got a team around me and they're incredible, but like in terms of like the actual running of the business, it's just me.
Yeah.
What's it like having 2 of you?
It's good.
I think it's really
it is
good.
great.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. We definitely have our days where we probably annoy each other. And I feel like that's so normal.
Yeah.
And we tell each other. Like if Emily's annoying me, I'll tell her. And if I'm annoying her,
Yeah.
she'll tell me.
But how healthy is that though?
Yeah.
That you even just don't take it personally.
No,
it's like
definitely not.
it's like I guess a relationship. You
Yeah.
want someone that you can be like, right, okay, just shut the fuck up now.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like you stay down here and play your Xbox. Like
That is
obviously
how
I
it
don't
feels.
know how it works on a business sense, but like I don't
Yeah.
you go walk on your walking pad.
Yeah.
We go in. See you later.
No, we do love it.
Yeah, we do.
And I do say all the time, I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
And I said that as well
Definitely not.
earlier. I could not imagine doing it with anyone else, but also I couldn't do it on my own. I think it's just having that balance. Like we're so different, but so the same.
Yeah, we are.
Like you're Grace is very straight to the point. Like
Yeah.
if something needs saying, she's going to say it. I'm just in the background like, oh, maybe don't say it like that. Just say it like this. So I think we both need each other, don't we?
She like brings me down to earth a little bit. Like maybe you shouldn't say that. So I kind of word it differently.
Yeah.
Where
okay.
you know.
But you'll be the one to say it because I'm just
Yeah.
going to say it. It's
Yeah.
like we've got that type of relationship where we just know each other.
Yeah, and a
it
lot of
works.
people say to us, you know, how do you run a business together? And we're also in the same friendship group as well, so
Yeah.
we're always doing stuff together.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we can switch off
Yeah.
from work when we need
That's
to.
good.
Yeah.
Like we won't. I mean,
No.
we'll sometimes talk about it, but we
Yeah, we
won't
do.
just talk about that the whole time we're together. If it's not a
No.
work thing, we can switch off.
Yeah, and like vice versa, we can, when we need to be serious and like have
Yeah.
serious conversations about the business, we can do that.
Yeah.
And we do schedule in time, don't we, to like meet up, have a coffee and just talk about narrative and what we're doing. Yeah, it's important, but it just works.
It does.
Yeah.
What would you say then are kind of like the top 3 differences that you bring to the table each then
Okay.
that kind of help this work as like a partnership?
Okay, so I'd say that, like I said before, Emily's more creative.
Yeah,
100%. Like when it comes to content creation and coming up with ideas, that's She's really
Thank
good
you.
with stuff like that.
I'll take it.
I mean, I can do it,
You
but
can
it's
do
not
it.
my forte. definitely not.
Do you enjoy it like as much as Em probably does?
No.
Yeah,
I think that's where it is.
So.
Like, you don't, if you don't love it, you're not gonna.
No, like, and I will do it.
Yeah.
But
it's like a gunpoint. Like, you've got to do that.
Yeah.
It's not like this is what if I had my perfect day, I wouldn't choose to go and do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like strategizing as well.
Yeah,
like I like building strategies, doing reports, things like that. More admin as well.
Okay.
I feel like I do more admin.
You're an admin girly.
Yeah, which definitely helps, because when you're a creative, you need more time, I think.
Yeah.
So if I take over the admin, and Em's got more time to be creative. But we also have a lot of things that we both do.
Yeah.
And we like bounce off each other with things like strategies. We both do them.
Yeah, we do. We enjoy them, but I think it's definitely your strong point.
Yeah, I'd say so. What else?
You're definitely probably more confident than me in situations where, like, I feel like I can hide behind Grace a little bit, which is nice. I'm like, you can talk for me, you can order on the, when the waiter comes.
She is confident though. You are definitely confident.
I think it's grown since having a business. It has to.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have put me in a room, if you would have put me here 3 years ago, I probably would have walked out and cried. Like, I was really not confident in myself, and just I didn't. It's, you know what it's like. It's just one of those things. Like, it gets better with age, but
you grow into it.
And I've always been a bit like, I'm just shy. I'm just a shy person. But I think now it's grown. But obviously, being with you, you can sense when I'm feeling maybe a little bit uncomfortable, and you can like step in and be there. So I don't ever feel like I'm just on my own and like scared in business. You know what I mean? It's like we're there together. We've got each other. You've got me. I've got you.
I think that confidence comes from like having a business, definitely, but
you have to do it.
You've got no choice.
Yeah, it's literally that, isn't it?
And I think because my family have all got a business, like my mum and dad have a business, my sister, both my sisters, and I think we all talk about it together. So I think it definitely builds confidence. Like, I can ask them things, they sometimes ask me things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely made me more confident with regards to business.
I think it's nice as well, because like, I guess my background, my parents were always like employed by people, and it was like you kind of like traditional working class jobs, and like they don't even understand like the corporate world, like they're not even in it. Like, and then I was like the first person to go to uni. They didn't understand that, and like being someone who runs a business as a solo founder, like, I cannot explain to you how lonely it is coming from that family. Yeah. Also, my friendship groups where like I have a few that work in marketing, so that's nice. But none of my friends really run businesses. No. And like most of them are teachers, actually.
Oh, okay.
So they really don't get it. I just know that they're stressed, and then they go on holiday and they're okay again. But they go on about 7 holidays a year.
They don't have to think of anything when they're on holiday either.
That is true, to be honest. So yeah, it's I think that's probably been my biggest learning curve. Like, I'm probably the opposite in the sense of like I had parents that pushed me to do like every sport going, so I'm really competitive. Yeah. Rightly or wrongly, but like and I also went to like kind of stage school, so like I learned how to speak and just stand up in front of people. But I also have like that weird thing where it's like I don't really get embarrassed.
That's
so
good.
I'm happy to ask a stupid question. Or like I wasn't always great at asking for help, and I'm still not now, but I'm learning to do that. And like, I kind of feel like I don't like bothering people.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, I think it's just like I love it when you kind of come across people and they've decided to start something up with a friend, but because like it's just so opposite to like I think my personality in general, but also as well, like I think I'd be a shit co-founder because I'm such a my way or the highway person.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I think we kind of both are a little bit like that though. Sometimes,
I think
like,
so.
If I think something and you think the opposite, it's like, well, where are we going to meet in the middle?
Yeah, what do we do here?
Most of the time we do end up meeting in the middle, and we can. But obviously there's going to be some days where like my opinion is right and your opinion is also right. So it's like, where do we go from here? But it works, and I think, I don't know how we do it, but we always
we always just figure it out, don't we?
Yeah.
But I don't think I could be on my own.
I don't think I could.
And you know, you should be proud of yourself for
Very
doing
proud.
it on your own.
Thank you. I mean, I don't know, like, I think it's just one of those where it's like I don't have time to think about it a lot of the time. Yeah. And like when it's one of those where it's like, I know you're awake at 3 o'clock and like you're crying over things, and it's just like, your day's gone like so completely wrong. Like you can be the person who's like, all of this is going wrong and like wallow in it, or you can be like, right, okay, this has happened, what am I gonna do about it?
Absolutely.
And like it's that pattern disrupt where it's like you start thinking about it. Like had a situation the other day where like something happened and I was awake at like 3 o'clock like really worrying about it, and actually it just came to me and it was like, actually, like I don't need to deal with this situation. I have a team of people. Like I don't need to, I don't know, deal with this supplier or like kind of do that. And then like at 3 o'clock I'd had like a little mini meltdown about it, but like just like a Jack in the Box, you pop back up and it's like, actually, like from a strategic point of view, I don't need to deal with this. I can delegate it to the team, they can take over comms or whatever it needs to be, and I can create distance. And then all in the space of 15 minutes you go from having a meltdown about something to actually of having solved it in your head and having a step together. And it's like, how you explain that to people, I don't know. But like you literally go from feeling like rock bottom, like, oh, this has happened, to, oh, I've solved that now.
It's so
you need
true.
that. You need the meltdown to like bring you back to reality a little bit. Like, that was dramatic. Let's just think about this logically.
But I think sometimes like when I'm working from home, my partner works from home as well, and I think sometimes he's like,
do you live together?
I think sometimes he's like, is she all right? Like, I'm crazy. And then 10 minutes later I'm happy.
It's normal.
It literally is like a roller coaster of emotions and stuff, isn't it? But no, it's like absolutely, like, it is bizarre. And then like I guess going back to that specific one as well, like another thing that kind of brought me back down to earth on that one was like, oh, I'm so proud of this because like 2 years ago when I was employed and a similar situation happened, I didn't have the power or the autonomy to put these steps and measures in place. So I was like forced to have to deal with something like this. Whereas now I'm like, actually, I don't.
Exactly.
Lovely.
You know, like Miranda on Devil Wears Prada, where she's just like bore someone else with your incompetence or whatever it is that she said. It's like, I can be like that.
You can. You actually can.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that's just like, oh my God. Like, I have like the ability to just like step away from something and somebody else can deal with it.
I think stepping away is important. You can like take it all on your shoulders and it can be really, really heavy. And
you don't have to carry it all.
No, you don't.
And the thing is as well, like, I don't know, I'm getting a bit deep on this one. I went on a date with a guy who like has never ran a business. And you know how like men love to tell you about things and act as if like they know everything about certain stuff when they've never even experienced it. Absolutely. He was like, oh, maybe you should get like a co-founder. I was like, why would I get a co-founder now when like I'm not being funny, but like the business is like kind of turning over 6 figures and stuff. Like when I've managed to get it so far, like how would that even work? Like, would they need to buy into the business? Would they want to buy into the business? Like, you've got all the legal side of these things. And I was like, and also as well, like, it's not that I'm doing it on my own. It's just that like I don't have to share like 50% of my shares with someone. Like I can just like kind of hire someone in, pay them a really good salary to actually do this. Like obviously then that means like my responsibility means that I have to keep up with those payments and give them a really nice working environment. But I'm not on my own. It's just a slightly different relationship.
Yeah, I get that.
And like you've got like people working with you guys as well with narrative, and it's just like your relationship with like the person that you have working for you. So sorry, I can't remember her name, but like is different to the one that you've got with Emily or like
Right, of course, because we can both make decisions. And then pass them decisions on, and it kind of takes things off you then.
And it's nice to have a different opinion as well. Because sometimes it's like, actually, what do you think we should do? And it's nice to have like that just another opinion. Because sometimes we're not right. Like actually, as hard as it is to admit, we're actually not.
It's hard. That's really hard.
Yeah, it is. It hurts a little, but we need that.
It's like ego crushing.
It feels like it, but you sometimes do need to be humbled a little bit and like, actually, no, I wouldn't do it like that. This is how I would do it, and then we take that on board.
I have more respect for my team when they tell me I'm like out of order.
Oh yeah,
we love that.
Like way more. I absolutely love it as well. That like I also think as well like, when I was employed, I would never have gone to like any of my, actually I say I would never, I definitely did, but like most people would never have the courage to go to their bosses and be like, oh, you're wrong, or I think this, or like I think that. I think that's probably why I am self-employed, because I probably had a bit too much of that courage. Yeah. But like, I love it when my team do that, because like I don't feel attacked or like insulted. I'm literally like, you know what? I'm so proud of myself that I've created a culture where you feel like you can come to me and tell me your honest opinion.
Yeah.
And like, it doesn't mean that I'm going to listen to it. Most of the time, actually, if it's like kind of, it's directly involving them and it's like kind of like a as long as I get the end result that I want, I do not care. And I've always been like that, even as a manager in companies that I haven't owned. Do not care. Talk your heart out, go on dinner when you want, just get your work done, and like don't make me look like a dickhead.
That's the most important
basically
thing.
Pretty much.
I hate the whole, I think a lot of the reason why we did kind of start working for ourselves is I hate the whole 9 to 5 culture where you get an hour for lunch and you don't get an hour because you've got to leave the office, go and get some lunch, come back. You haven't got that time.
And also as well, like when you're leaving the office, like you've got someone there like, oh, can I just ask you about this? And you're just so like with your watch, like, that's 7 minutes out of my lunch gone.
To be fair, I'm quite lucky that I've never worked in an office which I felt really uncomfortable in. I've always had really nice co-workers and things like that, but
that's nice.
I'm quite lucky.
Nice. Can't relate.
No, I think I've not always enjoyed every single job. I've had quite a few weird jobs, to be fair, but I used to work in a... Yeah, we can do. But no, I've always enjoyed who I work with. Yeah. But I think the 9 to 5 structure of like, I need to be somewhere at 9 o'clock and I need to leave by 5 o'clock and rush hour and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the stress of it. So,
That is absolutely fair, to be honest. And like the whole kind of like, I don't know, I just find office culture weird. Like I also like, I think I have like this thing where like I don't really see authority. I just see people as people.
Yeah.
And to me, I used to find it wild when it was like, oh, you can't park there because the MD parks there. And then everyone else has to like kind of scramble around and try and find like a really shit parking space. And I'm like, well, I was here first.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't there first, like I'd have no problems. Like whoever's there first should get that space.
I agree.
I just don't understand it.
Why do they need their own space, you know?
No.
Yeah, but also as well, like, they literally, like, we all go to the toilet, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same concept, isn't it? You can't...
It's like famous people. I also don't get that. I'm literally like, you're just a person.
Yeah.
That's good to look at it like that.
True.
I think I do, but if I saw someone really famous, I'd probably be like, oh my God.
Yeah, I would. We'd be like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen a famous person.
I can't remember that.
I have a few, to be fair. I've just chatted with them.
What?
Yeah.
I'd be too shy. I'd be like... Probably just take pictures. Actually, I wouldn't be that person because I think it's quite rude, isn't it?
Yeah, just taking pictures of them.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the time, like, it's literally just like not like a chat with them as in go up to them and chat with them. But like, you know, if you've kind of like, you're in like the line waiting for something or something, like you usually just like say something, oh, like your bag. Or,
because
like,
they are just normal people, aren't they?
And I think as well, like, they must really miss that.
Yeah, probably.
Normality.
I also think that though about like kind of bosses and stuff, because like, I think if you run your own company, and one thing that I've said to quite a lot of people is like, I feel like with suppliers, and we've had this recently, people are always on their best behaviour around you because it's your business and they want to impress you, and obviously you're the one paying them, and how they like almost how they treat me becomes like negligible as long as obviously they're treating me with respect. It's how they treat my team. And we've had it where like we've had some people be like slightly off with the team, but they've always been like really nice to me. And like I don't see that side of people now because obviously when you run your business, you get the best version of people because they want something from you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
everyone does, don't they? So
but that's something that I've had to learn.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I don't like it. No. It's just a bit off, isn't it?
Yeah. People.
People.
So in terms then of jobs and stuff that you've had, you mentioned that you've never really had like any, you've had some weird jobs, but never any that you've kind of hated.
I'm trying to go back to like when I was younger. I worked in a pub.
You know what? I feel like a pub's a rite of passage, though.
Yeah.
I think if you've never worked in like any form of like hospitality or anything, or like customer service, like you have no business. Like you can tell.
A pot washer.
Yeah.
I did do that. Yeah.
I got put on a pot wash once, and then they took me off because I made such a mess. The hose just like I got a bit hose happy.
Yeah. I'm gonna make some fun out of the quite mundane job.
Yeah. I think it was just more I just wanted it done as quick as possible, so I was a bit like slapdash with it.
I get that. I hate washing up. That's actually, I hate doing it. Love a dishwasher. No, I'm trying to think of... Oh, actually, I'll tell you about that weird job. Well, when I worked at the pub, I had a horrible boss. I won't name him. I don't actually even really remember his name, to be fair, but I remember going into his office because he called me in. He wanted me to work a certain time and I don't think I could. And then he said something to me. He was like, do you know what you'd be really good at? And I thought, what? He goes, you'd be a really good wag.
How old were you?
I was like 14.
But also slay, because
Yeah,
that would be a really nice career.
Thank you.
Just get to shop all day.
Exactly. I was thinking, well, how do I get into that?
Do you have any advice?
Yeah, like, but I also think this is one thing we always say. A lot of men, especially in this industry, they really do just see like a woman and they think she can't really do anything.
Yeah.
Like
We do feel like some people don't take us seriously because we're young girls.
Yeah. And I think that was like, that kind of started off where I didn't start to hate men. I don't hate men. But like comments like that, I just think, I've been in jobs before and men are weird. And there is like comments that they make and I'm like, you wouldn't say that to another man.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing we have to navigate as being like women and in business. Like we have to kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. But
I do agree.
Yeah.
I think it used to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
We've only had a couple of experiences like that since we've had narrative. But yeah, sometimes it does feel like we don't get taken as seriously.
Yeah. I think it could be an age thing as well.
Like older
like
men
younger, but
as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a really sad thing to hear, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those where it's like, I was hired at a marketing agency and like I was hired because women didn't buy from them.
Right.
And it was like ran by men.
Yeah.
And I obviously... have you seen the Call Her Daddy episode with, I can't remember the name, but it's a woman who's Meredith off Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, no, I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I haven't
Well,
seen
I've
that
not
one.
seen the full one. And she was in there talking about like how you, if you are going to be put in these positions, like where you maybe aren't giving them for the best of reasons, still go and take them.
Yeah.
And just like, that's literally what I did. I used that agency to gain experience, got some really good experience and some really good contacts. Those people followed me then, and one of those clients helped me to start Big Rep by becoming my first client.
Yeah.
And that was the only kind of really negative experience I've had with a male person, and they weren't even that bad. It was literally just the fact that like they acknowledged they had a problem, and
Consider that.
the women didn't want to buy from them, and that's why they were there. I was like, maybe I wouldn't have told someone that, but like
Maybe.
fair play, can see your logic.
Yeah.
And I don't think like I never felt like kind of sexualized or like anything in that environment. I always felt very safe.
Yeah.
But like, I find it weird now because most of our client base is men.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Like big construction companies, like engineering companies, like they're all kind of like in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Most of them probably feel like my dad in some respects.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, I've had the opposite problem where I've probably had, whenever I've worked with women,
Yeah.
they've not been the best boss to
Right.
me.
Oh, okay.
And it's almost felt like a... you know, like kind of Mean Girls, where you've got that weird power play between like Katie and Regina George.
Yeah.
And it's
I
just
get
like,
that.
you're 50. Like,
Yeah.
why are you bothering me?
Yeah.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
We're just girls. I think that's,
I mean,
that's
don't
our motto.
don't get us wrong. Our clients
Oh, yeah.
have never been that person.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
No.
never our clients.
No.
We always have really good relationships
We
with
do.
our clients.
We're lucky for that.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think that's
people
probably
we've
why
come
they're your
across.
clients.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also as well, like, does that not light a fire in you where it's just like, oh, I'll show you?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
100%. It does. I think I'm trying to think of specific times it's happened. I feel like we've picked up on it. We've both picked up on
Yeah.
it. It's like sometimes we think,
It is that thing though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where it's like you just have a feeling
yeah,
about it.
it might not be real. We might
Yeah.
just be.
We could be
living
making it up.
in a
I
fairyland.
walk out
but-
of some
yeah.
offices sometimes now because obviously, like, I've been in quite toxic and gossipy work environments, and like, you come out of like meetings and stuff where you're in environments like that, and like, I had one a couple of weeks ago, and I literally just had to like give myself 5 minutes in the car and decompress.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I feeling like this? And it's almost like I was triggered from a place I worked at 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, why am I triggered by I triggered by this?
No, I get that.
But actually, like, also as well, like, my psychology is just like forget about it and move on to the next
Yeah,
thing.
definitely.
Probably not processed it. Whereas like, I think if you're the type of person that maybe something bad or formative has happened,
Yeah.
anytime something feels like that, you'll just pick up on it subconsciously.
I think we do.
And I think it's just like a vibe, isn't it?
It is a vibe. That's the best word for it.
It's just a vibe.
Yeah, I think we do pick up on vibes.
Yes, definitely.
And like the vibe is off here.
Yeah, but listen to it. Because like sometimes one of the biggest things in business, and like one of the best pieces of advice that like I was ever given, is like if something feels off, it's off.
True.
That is true. That's
True.
always,
If it's your gut feeling, then
and the
always
quicker you
trust
learn
it.
to listen to it, like literally the better. Like the better you actually do. And sometimes, like logically, it might make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like logically on paper, like these suppliers might be the best person. Like this person might be, I don't know, the next best client.
Yeah.
And actually, like if you've just got like a little niggly feeling in your stomach, and it's just like, oh, something's not right. Like, yeah.
We have had times like that, I think. Sometimes we've had like prospects and we've been like, oh, I'm not sure about that.
Do you discuss that afterwards, like together, and kind of pick up on the vibe? Of each other?
So we call each other straight. Say it's like if it's on a Zoom call, we'll call each other straight away and we'll both say exactly the same thing.
Yeah. We're like, did you feel that vibe?
Yeah, we've had
Like,
moments where we're like, no, we're not going to take them on as a client.
Yeah.
Because we just the vibe is
Yeah.
off.
Do you always feel like the same thing, or do you do sometimes like you kind of pick up on different things?
I think I'm quite. Again, it goes back to being quite sensitive. I think I probably pick up on things more. Like I'll be like, oh, I think they're being a bit off, and you're like, no, they're not. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's like in personal life as well. I don't think it's just like in a business perspective. But yeah, I think most of the time we agree.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do definitely agree, probably 99% of the time.
Yeah.
On
it's
things
nice
like
that
that
you've got that sense check though.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes like I have it now because obviously like I've got the team and stuff. Whereas like before, like I've just really had to learn to rely on my own intuition.
Yeah, and that's hard.
Yeah.
It really
That's so
is.
hard.
Especially when you know you're coming from like quite like not a traumatized place, but like
Yeah.
you've had bad things happen and like I'm probably a bit like you. Like I present very much like Grace in the sense of like I am to the point and like that's just my natural kind of style. But internally I'm really sensitive.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, oh my god, I'd never want to upset anyone.
No.
Like at all.
Yeah.
I'd be mortified if I upset
Same.
someone.
Yeah.
And like there's also like situations where with the business I've had to upset people and I've had to leave supplier relationships because they were rude or off to the team or like I've found that out. And it's been gut-wrenching to do it, but it's also like, I have to do this.
It's self-respect in a way, isn't it?
It is.
And you
do
feel
that.
so
It's
much better
hard, but
afterwards.
You do.
as well.
You feel relieved. There's still that pang of like, like I've had to do this to someone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, that's how you build the self-respect.
exactly.
And you enforce
100%.
boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries. We always talk about boundaries.
Oh, God. I love a boundaries chat. What are some of your like non-negotiable boundaries?
We're not very good at boundaries.
We're awful
Going
at
to be
boundaries.
honest, we're not very good at it.
No, I mean, we try and get off our phones at 5 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah, we
That's
do
not possible
try.
though. So if a client messages at like 7 and they're like, oh, can you do this? We do it.
Great.
So I don't want them to listen to this because we're trying to be like...
We're trying not to do things like that. I think the thing is with social media is...
There isn't
So quick.
instant to it. It's
Yeah.
almost like the
Yeah.
opposite of print because we obviously do both for our
Yeah.
clients.
Yes,
Like with our clients, we're their entire marketing team, whereas I guess you're their social media team or their digital
absolutely.
marketing
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And like there have been things where like I've spotted something and then we've like had to go in and change things straight
of
away, or
course.
like they've spotted something and we'll go change it. But I do try and stay away from the this newspaper's like this news piece or article has just come out. Can you do a think piece for it? And I'm like, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what we're trying to get better at. I think we are getting better
We
at
are. I think because it's so like, you know how quick trends come about,
Yeah,
like you have to
things
hop on the
change so
trends and it's
quickly.
like, because we work in social media, it's like you can sleep, we're allowed to sleep. However, you wake up and then something's trending that you need to hop on and you need to kind of change your whole day
Yeah.
to like get that into the strategy, and it's
And we try and have weekends off, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
I think we're doing
we're
we're
doing
doing pretty
better at
good
that.
at that. Obviously,
Yeah.
social media doesn't just go away at the weekend;
No.
it's still
Yeah.
there. So we still do
Yeah.
have to do bits and bobs.
I
But
think the industries that you work with though, like we work with very different industries.
do,
Like we are like purely B2B most
Yeah.
of the time. Like legislation, business to business, professional services, construction, manufacturing, they don't work some of them work in the evening, but like they don't work weekends.
No.
Like they're very much like your corporate, like we'll call them 8 to 6 businesses most of the time.
Yeah.
And then because we work directly with the owners of them, sometimes we do get messages at like 10 o'clock, but it is now few and far between.
Yeah, good.
Like the one client that was messaging me like consistently out of hours, like we don't have any more.
Okay, that's
and
good
it's
sign.
like because we've enforced the boundary and then we weren't responsive enough for them, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I hate that.
If you're wanting someone to be responsive for you at 10:30, you can pay for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Here's my out of hours
so
rate.
true.
Yeah, there we go. I think we need to put those in place.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we should.
Or crisis comms.
Yeah.
If it's like
That's
a
a good
999 marketing emergency,
Yeah.
what you could do actually with your packages, I'm so sorry to jump into this.
No.
You could even do like a 2-tiered one where it's just social media management, and then you do like an exclusive one where they get access to you out of hours, but they're paying you for it, and they get access to like the viral trends.
That's a good idea.
Write that down.
It's okay, you'll have it back.
Yeah, good point. I can listen to that.
Well,
back,
it's like anything like that where it's like you're giving them the option to have it,
Yeah.
but you're just setting your boundaries in place.
Yeah, it's
and it's
true.
kind of like a pay to play.
yeah, I like that.
I think that's probably our
yeah.
biggest downfall is our boundaries.
Yeah, more like evening work.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes I'm eating my dinner and I'm halfway through my pasta and it's like message, and I feel like I have to respond, but
It's a
don't.
feeling though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it is like a really difficult one where it's like I've only just learned to say to people like, can I call you back in 5?
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Right.
doing this.
Yeah.
Like or like and now it's like, oh yeah, sorry, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's like actually it's like
Yeah.
and it is just like that.
Yeah.
My problem is like dating and like relationships. So like that's my boundaries problem.
Yeah.
Because like now I'm so rigid because of business.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't book me unless you've got me like 3 or 4 days in advance. Like
Like
I'm
that.
not doing anything spontaneous
No.
because like I'm not a spontaneous
Yeah.
kind of girl. Like I've got gym classes booked.
Yeah.
Like
Can't cancel.
no, I can't cancel. Like the Grinch can't cancel that.
exactly. Exactly.
But like it's one of those, isn't it, where it's like once you actually nail boundaries, which I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I'm getting there.
Yeah.
It's like actually like, are these boundaries keeping me sane but keeping people out? And
Right.
like yeah.
Like in your personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think because obviously I have so much like going on
Yeah.
as a solo founder and like all of the responsibility and stuff that comes with that, I feel the weight of that responsibility.
Yeah.
And like the last person I was dating was very much like they wouldn't give me a time when they wanted to see me. They'd just tell me. It was like,
I
I'm
hate
so
that.
glad you've both
No.
said
No,
that
I
because
hate
like
that.
I can't deal with it.
No, I
It was like,
can't.
oh, I'll see you on Sunday, and I'm like, what are we doing? What time? What do I need to wear?
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
all of that. I need every single information.
single
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
And then it'd just be on Sunday, and it's like they've still not kind of done a time, and it was like, right, okay, unless you're actually going to communicate properly,
Yeah.
I can't be in this.
No.
Yeah.
Because like it's not just me that this is impacting.
No.
It's like actually like my team and my
Yeah.
clients, because
Yeah.
if I'm out on a Sunday night, then I've not had chance to like kind of decompress and go into
Yeah.
Monday as a good
Yeah.
start to the week.
It's true.
And it's really weird how like boundaries then actually like you base your boundaries around like your business because
Yeah.
it is your biggest goal.
Yeah.
And it's not like even with friends and stuff as well. Like I have to like my friends have like the patience of a saint with me, but it's like they know that like they need to book me in advance.
Yeah.
And they do, and like we do really nice things together, but I always know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like I know where we're going. I have so much more respect for people if it's like you guys messaged me and they're like, oh, do you want to go for dinner afterwards? And you told me where we were going. I was like, oh my god, like,
Take
why
them on a
can't
date.
men do this?
Yeah.
It's true.
Honestly, my
It is so
boyfriend,
true.
he's so chilled
Oh,
about things
same.
like that, and
Same.
we'll be like, oh, what are we doing the weekend? And he'll like, oh, we'll see, we'll just see what happens. I'm like,
Absolutely
no, I
not. We
need to
can't
know
see.
what we're doing. We can't
Yeah,
see.
we can't see. Like, we need to know. And my boyfriend's the same. He's like, I'll pick you up at probably around 5 o'clock. And I'm like,
Probably.
is it going to be 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Is it going to be 5 past? Like, I need to be at the door waiting for you. And if you're 15 minutes late, I'm going to assume the worst. And I'm going to ring you 10 times to see where you are. So, yeah, we need time.
And with our friends,
Yeah.
to be fair, we don't plan anything.
No.
My sister
good.
plans every single
She's
thing
the planner.
down to the detail, all
Yeah.
the details.
So
So that's good.
We are quite lucky that we
Yeah.
do have quite good, I don't know, personal assistants in a way.
Yeah.
Booking
Sorry,
the things
Morgan.
in. Yeah, no, we love her. But you know what I mean? I think if it wasn't for Morgan at this point, we wouldn't probably never see anybody.
No, it's actually so true.
But I think like growing up and becoming an adult and having like such different schedules, because like, most of our friends, so I say few are self-employed, but most of them do have just, I don't want to say normal jobs, but you know what I mean, just normal jobs. So, and some of them work at the weekends, so it's like looking at our calendars, it's crazy. But that's just getting when you get older, isn't it?
But we have a shared calendar with our friends. Do you do
You know what? No, I actually don't. But I'm like one of those people where like I don't have a group of friends.
Oh,
you know, kind of like a girl group.
Yeah.
I have like, I just collect people.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, so I just have like random friends, and it's now like, but my danger is like, if I don't manage my calendar rigorously, I double book. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do this. Like, I'll do that. Like, and because I have that thing where as well, like, I don't have like a perception of like, oh, I have all of this stuff going on. I can't just like, maybe I should give myself an evening off. And
Oh no.
literally in February, because like everyone wanted to do something with me for my birthday. I think I went out 10 nights in a row.
Wow.
And then as an introverted person, that's
a
a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. No, I do double book by accident.
It's just
It's really easily done.
So easy done, and I'm like, what do I do now? Because I don't want to upset anyone and let anyone down. So I do both, and then my day is crazy, and it's like, oh, but no, I need to work on that.
you always figure it out though.
Yeah, kind of.
So, okay, talk to us then about narrative and the types of clients that you like working with.
So most of our clients are service-based businesses.
Yeah.
I'd say all of our clients.
Yeah.
All of our
Some of them
clients
sell products, but kind of
It's
on
like
the
a service.
side, if that makes sense.
Okay, so it's like a part of like a wider business.
Yeah.
We have a big mixture of different niches as well. I wouldn't say we have a specific niche. I'd say our niche is service-based businesses.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But that's fair, to be honest, because like in terms of like niches and stuff, like I don't know, for example, like if we hit a recession and then no one could afford to get something done, like your business is gone.
Exactly.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
And I always see social media coaches saying you need to have a niche. You should have like
Everyone tells you to niche down.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I don't have that much of an interest in one thing to
No.
niche.
No, exactly.
We're the same.
Exactly.
I couldn't
We
pick
can't.
one industry.
No, and we love the mixture.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is hard going from aesthetics to a cocktail bar.
Yeah.
Switching your brain.
Yeah.
But it works,
Yeah, it
and we do
works.
really enjoy it. And a lot of our clients are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
always
know.
notice that on your socials, to be fair, when you put them out. I'm like, you work with like the most fun clients.
We do actually.
We are really lucky in that sense. Like we love every single one of our clients.
Yeah, we do.
and I think, we're just lucky.
Yeah, so we've got a big mixture.
Yeah.
Fitness coach,
Yeah,
wedding
that's cool.
boutiques,
Nice.
aesthetics,
Yeah.
cocktail bars.
For every occasion, we've got someone, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So if
Yeah.
I ever need like a party planning or
Yeah.
I'm getting married, I'm coming to you guys.
Yeah, honestly.
Your fitness coach can get me into shape.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can buy my wedding dress from them.
No, no, it's fine. We've got everything for you if you need it.
Thanks. I mean, if you ever need a house building,
Yeah.
Please.
You can come
Yeah.
down.
See, this works. It's a good
Yeah.
relationship. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
But I think it's so wild though that like we can both be sat here pretty much working in the same industry,
Yeah.
but like you service different businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that like every single business does need good marketing.
Yeah.
Every
It does.
single business. We always say this, no matter what
But
your business is.
During a recession, it's the first thing to go.
I know, and I don't get that. I've never
It's
understood
always the first round of redundancies that get
Yeah.
made. It's
Yeah.
like marketing or HR.
that.
Yeah.
After they've made the other
Yeah.
redundancies.
Yeah. We need them
Yeah.
first. But yeah,
It
I
is.
don't understand that because it does, without marketing, you don't really have anything to stand on. I don't know how to word that better, but advertising is massive.
Yeah.
Like the reason we wear the clothes we wear today is because we've seen them advertised. Like you don't
Exactly.
just come across a brand randomly, and if you do, it's either through social media or maybe you're walking across the street but they've got a sign up. Like everything is marketing.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like everything is marketing.
Everything.
So I don't
Yeah.
get why they do that. It's important.
I think it's one of those though where it's like you, especially with some of the heritage businesses that you work with, like they don't see marketing in the sense that like we do, and
Yeah.
also we are of that age
Yeah.
where like we do come across new brands every single day because
Yeah.
maybe we're
Absolutely.
served them. We're in Manchester today. I
Yeah.
can guarantee you that by the time we've walked through town to get
Yeah.
some lunch, we'll sit down, check our phones, open up
Yeah.
Instagram, and we'll have an ad for something in
Yes.
town.
100%.
I was in London at the weekend and I kept
Yeah.
getting third space ads. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know, I'd love to join this gym, but
Yeah.
like I don't live in London.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's so true, isn't it? It's like advertising is everywhere. It's actually everywhere.
And I think a lot of brands struggle to keep up with how quickly things do change. And, you know, like you say, when things come up on your phone like that, a couple of years ago, a few years ago, that wouldn't have happened.
Oh, no.
So it changes so quick and you have to keep up with it. And I think also something that we, I don't want to say struggle with, but because we mainly do social media marketing, a lot of our clients expect to get the results from that, and that alone. They don't do any.
They think
other
it's
kind
like
of
turning
marketing.
on a tap, don't they?
Yeah. And we always explain, you know, social media marketing is just one piece of the puzzle. And you need to be doing other things as well.
Luckily, people that we work with now, they get that. And they
definitely.
understand that we're just one part of the whole sort of process. But you can't just rely on social media, can you, really? People think they're going to go viral overnight, and it's like...
I hate that word.
Yeah, I hate the word viral. And I think it's not something that has longevity with it as well.
No, definitely not. It's almost like, you know, there's like people where like they go on a reality TV show like Love Island or something, or Maths, and then they get the 5 minutes of fame. And it's like, I don't know, 6 months later, they're back doing their shopping in Lidl.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's so true. And I think people just, they want that quick fix, I'm going to say. Like, they want things to happen overnight, and that is how things go viral. It is overnight. But I think like longevity and obviously having like a strong brand presence on social media is more important than one post that got 1 million views or something like that. So
I agree.
It's one of the reasons I called the business Big Reputation, to be honest, because like I think everyone's heard that quote where it's like a reputation can take years to build, but it can be broken in like a second. And we play on it obviously in Rect and stuff because we want people to come in and be really honest.
Yeah, of course.
But like, I think it's one of those where it's like, I'm really big into like health and fitness, and like kind of like one of my biggest sayings is like, I like to set my future self up for success. And that to me is like what a reputation is. It's like getting up on the days where like, I know you've been crying at 3 a.m. because like you've been upset, but you still get up and you do what needs to do. And it's like that 1% better every day mentality. Like, and you just get up and like do something every day that takes you towards your goal. And you know that thing where it's like 100% looks different every day, because if like you only have 40% to give, but you give that 40%,
I agree with that.
you've still give 100% of what you had to give. Whereas like other days you might get up and have like 200% to give, and you give that 200%, and like, but you've given 100% of what you had to give.
Exactly.
And that's, to me, like, you don't build a reputation in one viral post.
No.
You build it how you show up, and you do that over a sustained period of time.
Yes, absolutely.
And that to me is marketing. Like the brands that like I love, like Hermes, Chanel, like they were absolute trailblazers back in their day. But they turned that into longevity. And now we're kind of like 100 years on.
Exactly.
And they're still going.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and everyone wants them.
That's what I want to create clients for, to take them from like, I don't know, this like idea maybe they've had, or like maybe they've been running for 15 years and like they really want to create something that is then bigger than themselves. That's what to me marketing is. It's like, so like one day you never even have to advertise again.
That would be that's so true.
But that probably won't happen in my lifetime with those businesses, but hopefully like Big Rep will.
Absolutely. I have full faith that it will.
Thank you. We'll keep going. But yeah, I think like we don't really, I think because of that and the way we position it, we don't really get asked to go viral. Like, but I can imagine the stress you get when you hear that V word.
Yeah, it's banned. It's banned. We're not allowing it. I think we're good at, we can kind of explain that that's not going to necessarily happen. We don't know if something's going to go viral. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's so refreshing to hear actual social media marketers turn around and say, I don't know if something will go viral. There's so many people that are on there telling you that like we can make you go viral. It's literally like the SEO people that tell you they can get you to page 1 of Google. It's like, if you pay some ads. Or what keyword for, like Britney Spears.
Exactly. And it's like, if you look on TikTok, there's some videos on there that, I don't know, it's like someone pouring a glass of water or something, and it gets millions and millions of views.
There's no
you don't know what's going to happen.
No. It's like the guy who was drinking that ocean cranberry on the skateboard. And then all of a sudden that just went really viral.
Exactly.
How could you even write that?
Exactly.
And I think that's the thing, like with the big brands that we know and love, it's kind of easier for them to go viral, because if they do something that's kind of not typical for them, and it creates a bit of a buzz, and it's like, have you seen what they've done? Like, it creates that. But when you're a small brand and you've not got a huge budget and you can't maybe pay for paid ads, etc., you're not going to get that straight away. And I think it's damaging for our industry in a way that people expect that.
They just think it happens
from social media. Yeah.
But there's so much that actually goes into it in order for that to eventually happen.
Yeah.
I think it's a consistency and it's a sense of like overnight success, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, I'd love to be here in 10 years time and have someone like say to me like, oh, it's an overnight success. Like, and to be fair, I had it like in the first year of the business when it like, we've obviously grown it to 3 people and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, it has, but I've worked for 10 years and I've been in this industry for like X amount of time, and it's not just like I decided to start something and it turned into this. Like, and I've tried to be so clear about that. And I think like it is just, it's almost like kind of like, I'm not being self-deprecating either when I do it. It's like, no, genuinely, like it's taken everything from me. Like my 20s have been pure work. All I've done in my 20s is graft. And I'm happy to like be honest about that. It's not been a fun decade.
No.
But like I kind of owe it to like myself and also everybody else to be honest about it.
I think so.
And I think as well that will push you to reach your goals because you have put so much into it.
I think it's one of those though, isn't it, where it's like, like I was explaining to you, one of the reasons that I set this podcast up was because we are of the generation where all you hear is like, you need to start your own business and you need to do this to be successful and like all of that good stuff. And it's like, well, no.
You don't.
Exactly, you don't. You really don't.
No. And if you can and you do, amazing, brilliant. But if you don't, that's also amazing and brilliant.
Some of the people that I actually really enjoy following, like kind of on an influencer level on Instagram and TikTok, are the people that work like your corporate 9 to 5 and then they invest on the side, or maybe they do like you know, like Girls That Invest or How I Fund This. Like I love their content because I'm literally like, I get some money and I'm like, what bag can I buy?
Oh, yeah, I'm the same. I'm so bad at buying things.
Whereas like I think obviously it's a bit different when you also don't have a fixed income. Yeah. Because like we might have a spare 500 quid.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas they get the same one every single month. Yeah. So disciplined with it. I'm like, I wish I could be like that.
I need to learn.
I know. I'm not great with being disciplined like that. I've got better, but yeah.
Finance.
We call Emily the consumer.
Emily the
consumer. I buy everything that I see advertised.
Okay, what's the best thing you bought in the last 3 months? So like 2025 best purchase.
That's a really good question.
I know.
Do you?
Your shoes.
I wasn't even going to say them.
Oh.
But I will. So, I will say them. I think practicality, I bought an iPad.
Okay.
Really random. I wanted to become an iPad girly.
Okay.
Have you seen that on TikTok? It's like a thing.
No, I haven't. That's not been on my FYP.
No, well, I'm going to try and put it on your For You page because it's very good. So I bought an iPad. But I bought it. This is like a good reason, actually. Because I wanted to get away from my phone.
Yeah.
But then I'm having more screen time having an iPad. But I can read on the iPad.
Yeah.
I can colour.
Nice.
I've not done any of this yet. I've used it actually to watch TikTok. So
I love the honesty.
I say my iPad.
This is like Instagram versus reality, isn't it? Literally, like I can do all of this stuff, but all I've done is watch TikTok.
Yeah, it's so true. I downloaded the app and I thought, that's bad. We weren't meant to be doing that. We weren't meant to have social media on here.
And I swear the other day we were on a meeting and you were writing notes on your iPad.
I was, but I didn't buy the real Apple pen because it was £100. So I bought like the knockoff from Amazon, and it does not write properly and it looks awful. So I probably can't even like read the notes I wrote from that meeting. But I felt professional doing it. I was like,
it's like those people that wear the glasses without the frames because of their like
That's probably something I would also do.
I love the honesty.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but no, I buy everything. Not everything, but I think if I see an advert, I'm like, I'll have that then. Let's give it a go. It's quite bad, but I'm keeping the world going round.
True. Economy. I also think sometimes marketers make like the best. Like we're so susceptible for being marketed.
That's the thing. I thought, no, I'm going to know that people are advertising to me, and I'm not going to fall for it. No, I've fallen hard.
I impulse purchased a bag the other day because I went into Liberty's and I saw the the Demelier New Yorker bag, the one that's always sold out, and it's like the kind of viral bag of this season. I was like, I had £100 voucher as well, so in my head, like I got it from being on a Monzo research call. And nice. I bank with them on the business bank, and so they gave me £100 voucher. So I was like, oh my god, they've got the bag in the colour that's always always sold out. And I have a voucher, so it's basically free.
It
obviously
free.
doesn't, like, it's not free because I still had to put my own money towards it because I only got £100 voucher.
True.
But in my head I was like, oh my God, it's free. And it's there and I can leave with it now.
I think buying things is just so fun.
It is fun.
And I've not always had that. I've always had my own money, but I've not grown up with loads of money.
No, I haven't either.
And it's nice, isn't it, when you have your own money and it's like, oh, okay, I can do this. I also obviously want to treat people around me.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just sit back and be like, oh, I can afford something this month. Let's treat myself. And I think that's another good thing about working for yourself is like,
there's so much power in financial freedom.
Oh yeah.
Like being a woman and having like the financial freedom. I think that's why my standards are so high because I'm literally like, I can afford to like take my mum to the Ritz for afternoon tea, and I can afford to buy.
That looked nice.
It was lovely.
That looked really nice.
And I can afford to do this for myself, and I can afford that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was saying this to Morgan the other day. Oh, no. One of my worst nightmares is because like I do my shopping in like Waitrose and M&S because like
love that.
you know the TikTok where it's like all the M&S like foods and stuff.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love going
M&S.
in. It's such a nice experience. And imagine getting married to someone then having to do my food shop in Aldi, which I find to be the most stressful place.
Oh, it is.
Don't get the middle aisle whatsoever. I'm like, why would you want to go somewhere where they're like a third of the shop is different every time you go in? Like, why would you want to do that to yourself? And they chuck the stuff at you and it's like so stressful and quick. Whereas like go into like my local M&S and like the people know me and like I can have a chat with them. Like even at Waitrose, like the people are nice and like are usually older and stuff, so they're still of the age where they still talk to you and ask you how your day is going. And it's like, you know what, this is really nice. It's a lovely experience. And as well, I don't think it's even that more expensive anymore.
No,
I don't think it is either.
I do love an M&S.
I love M&S.
And I love a Waitrose.
I don't go there that often. I'm actually a Sainsbury's girl.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I do shop in Aldi. I do. But I do, because where we live in Uttoxeter, there's an Aldi and a Waitrose right next to each other.
Yeah.
So I can get my nice bits from Waitrose, like my nice teas and things like that, and then I can get my food from Aldi.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of like best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the thought of someone just being like, oh, we're going to like Aldi for the food shop, be like, you can.
Yeah. I'll wait in the car. Or I'll go to Waitrose at the same time. No, I get that. It's like the beeping in Aldi. I don't know if you've like experienced
It's so aggressive.
But why?
Why?
What's going on?
Beep, beep, beep. That's all you can hear. And then it's like in your head, and it's like, this is Chinese water torture.
No, it is. But then I do shop there, so I can't actually say anything. Because I choose.
I don't think I remember the last time I've been in there.
I get so overstimulated.
It is a lot.
I just can't do it.
It is a lot. But I come out with everything. Like I get, I don't know, an avocado and a candle. I don't actually eat avocado, so I don't know why I said that. Lettuce and an avocado and a candle. There's just so much you can get from Aldi.
Yeah,
and their marketing is brilliant.
You know what though? I actually like. This is the thing. I get so torn with this. I do like their marketing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I saw this TikTok, and basically, I think their marketing is like not their marketing, but like their business model is really predatory because they go after like small businesses. Like they had this thing where it was like cheesecake that was an ice cream.
Yeah.
And this company, there was like a team of maybe 12 of them, had started this thing. And then they tried to obviously like make frozen cheesecake a thing, and got it into like Co-op, Sainsbury's, and another one. And then Aldi swooped in, obviously created their own version of it with all of their like marketing power. And now people, instead of going and buying theirs, went to Aldi to buy their version of theirs. The branding was the same.
Really?
Oh, really?
Literally. And like they even called it something like. For like the purposes of this, because I can't remember, it was like 2 years ago now, and that started my like hatred of Aldi. It was like frozen cheesecake. They called it like cheesecake frozen. Like they literally just switched it. Yeah. And but this company then went out of business. Because obviously it was like that. So I was like, that's actually like a really bad thing. Yeah. So fair play when you're doing it to like M&S and you're like kind of having beef with Cuthbert.
Yeah.
But M&S can take it. They're a big enough, like well-established brand.
Yeah.
And you've not made anyone at M&S lose their job.
No.
Right.
But you've put like this company that's worked on this thing, their passion project for 5 years, out of business.
Yeah.
Like, how can you do that to someone?
No,
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll not shop there anymore.
That's where it started. That's where your hatred
that's where
started.
it's not even. But obviously, from a business sense, they've done nothing wrong. They're actually pretty clever about it.
Yeah.
But from a moral standpoint, I was like,
It's not right.
I just couldn't do that to someone.
No, I couldn't do that.
No.
But I do think the marketing is very good.
It's funny.
It's witty. I like witty, funny, humorous content.
Yeah.
And they do provide that, so. But no, I didn't know that.
No, they definitely feed into that. Whereas like now M&S, I think on their like going back onto like their TikTok strategy and stuff. Like I've got friends that used to take the piss out of me because like I'm a brand snob. I always have been. Like I just can't change it. It's ingrained into me, and I'm not even sad about it.
No.
But like they would take the absolute piss out of me because of like my hatred of like basic things. And now, because obviously like they keep going viral, M&S does on like TikTok for like you know, like, it's all the stuff that I don't even eat as well. It's like the cookie dough and like make the Kinder Bueno cookie dough and stuff like that. Honestly, some of the recipes that they're putting on there is incredible, and they're all there now, like going to them. And one of my friends said to like my other friend the other day, she was like, "Since when did you shop in M&S?" She was like, "You're spending too much time with Chelsea." I was like, "I've not even told her about this." I was like, "I just go because I like Percy Pigs and Colin the Caterpillar, you know, like the fizzy ones." And I really like them.
They burn my tongue. The fizzy ones, they're like intense.
They are
fizzy,
intense,
but gorgeous. Love them.
But yeah, so it's even things like that where it's just like, I don't know. I could sit here and psychoanalyze people around the brands all day, every day.
Yeah, we could as well.
Yeah.
When we're together sometimes.
Yeah, we think we're psychologists, but we're not.
Psychology does have an element in marketing, though. I will die on my hill.
It definitely
does.
I
agree.
But we're not that good at analysing people, I don't think. Yet. I'm gonna get that.
To be fair, if I wasn't a marketing person, I think I'd want to be a psychologist.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I get that.
Makes sense, though. Does make
Yeah.
sense.
I think it's more because I kind of feel like that's what got me into marketing in the first place, because it was why is that person wearing that?
Yeah.
To be fair, that was psychology.
Yeah, so it's more around that side of things, and like I guess like the storytelling element of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, we'll bring this to a close. But one of the questions that I ask people is, if there's someone looking to get into marketing or start their own business, what one piece of advice would you give to them? We'll go with you first. Yeah, like the one piece of like formative advice that you've had.
If they wanted to start their own business or get into marketing.
Either or, pick which one you want to answer. Or you could do both. We'll do marketing first, then we'll do business afterwards.
Okay, I think if you want to get into marketing, I would, from my own experience, I would probably say accept the fact that you're going to make mistakes, and that's how you're going to learn. Because there's so much advice out there, there's so many things that you can learn, and I think you kind of get to a point where you have your own way of doing things, and I think that's where we're at now. We've made loads of mistakes, definitely, but that's helped us grow. So I would say expect to make mistakes, and that will help you grow. And then from a business point of view, I would probably say be confident with asking people for help. Because you can do it on your own, like you've done it on your own. But I will
caveat that with I have a very good support network now. Because I've had to learn to ask people for help.
And I don't think it's a bad thing to ask people for help, even if you think it's a stupid question. If it's something that you're not aware of, then ask someone, whether it's like family or friends or even someone online, because there's so many people online nowadays that you can just ask questions to. So I would definitely say that. I think that's something that I didn't do, and I don't think you did either.
Definitely
at the start.
didn't do it.
But now, obviously, we've got each other, but we don't care about asking people for help. We will ask people for help. I think that's it.
Do you have any advice?
Probably just believe in yourself. I know that's quite cliche and like everyone says it, but if you come from like a shy background like me, not being too confident, anything is possible in a way. And I think if you do want to do it and you do believe in yourself, you can get there. I think just pushing like your anxiety to the side a little bit, and just realising that you don't have to come from loads of money to get to where you want to be. You don't have to have that solid like education background. You can just start from wherever you want to be, if that makes sense. You can just, if you decide one day you want to do it, and you can. if you try. Obviously, it's not going to come easy, but you can do it.
Yeah, I do think if you want something bad enough, you'll work hard enough to get it.
Yeah. 100%. I also think as well, like, if you have things given to you, you don't always appreciate.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, I agree definitely.
And anything worth having is like worth fighting for.
Yeah, 100%. Got to get
motivational.
There we go. We'll end on that motivational note. Well, Grace, Emily, thank you very much for getting ranked with me.
Thank you for having us. It's been amazing.
Thank